Hello, all you merry Marvelites out there. This is your pal, the American Samurai. Not sure when this will come out. It may come out on Memorial Day, it may come out after Memorial Day. So I want to give a salute to all the soldiers and first responders, police, and everyone else out there. Thank them for all their hard work and wonderful jobs. Because we're going to talk about a comic featuring, fictional or not, he is technically a veteran. We're going to talk about Nick Fury, the complete collection of S.H.E.I.L.D. Now, Nick Fury is an interesting character because I think, as far as I know, he's the only character that had a collection featuring both his present and his past out at the same time. And when I finish this, I am going to be starting this soon. That's Volume 2. Sadly, I didn't have Volume 1 available at the time when I was looking into picking up some Nick Fury comics. So I had to settle for Volume 2, or nothing, so. Aside from Nick Fury, the only other two members from his Howling Commandos group that are in here are Dum Dum Dugan and Gabriel Jones. And in the comics, Nick Fury does age slower than people, but there is actually a reason for that. And Dum Dum Dugan actually looks the same as he does it during World War II. There's also a reason for that as well, but we don't find out that in the comics till later. Gabriel Jones actually ages at a normal rate. But anyways, so this features Tales of Suspense. Now, interestingly, Reed Richards actually also served in World War II, though in the modern continuity that's taken out. The Marvel timeline always slides back and forth, but technically, Reed Richards is also a World War II veteran. Something to think about when you go see the current Marvel movie. That at one point in time, both Reed Richards and the original version of Nick Fury were both war veterans. Now, these contain the stories. We have Fantastic Four number 21, which is what features the Hate Monger. And then we have stories from Strange Tales number 35 through 150. Also, Tales of Suspense number 78, which features Captain America. Now, if you're wondering why Strange Tales, Tales to Astonish, and Tales of Suspense are double comics, I actually found that out. Interestingly enough, the publishing presses that Marvel got their comics published on were owned by DC at the time. That's why Marvel had so many reprint titles, and why some of their comics, like Tales of Suspense and Strange Tales and Astonishing Tales, oftentimes would double up two heroes because they only had like a limited number of titles they could actually produce. So if you're wondering why, like, this particular one, Tales of Suspense, is Nick Fury and Doctor Strange, that's kind of a weird combination. That's because that's what they had to do. I think Tales of Suspense was Captain America and Iron Man at one point. It was a way for them to get more titles out and get more done with the heroes. Eventually, certain heroes will spin out and get their own solo books and stuff like that, but yeah, I think that was what they had to do at that time. I'm sure you can look up history and find out more about it, but anyways. In the back of this book, there is something called Son of Origins. From Son of Origins, which explains how Nick Fury went from being a World War II military to a spy master. How much is this fictionalized, how much of this is true, I don't know. But the reason that Nick Fury went to this, to being essentially kind of like James Bond, was because when this comic was a big seller, people asked, what's Nick Fury doing in present day, the Marvel age? So, being a big fan of, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and James Bond, he decided he was going to turn Nick Fury from a soldier to a super spy. So apparently he called up Jack Kirby and says, Kirby, hey, I got this great idea. I got a new book for you, and we're going to make Nick Fury into a super spy. Because he needed somebody with an expert with gadgets. So of course he called in his good friend Jack Kirby. Granted, it's a Stan Lee story. He'll take it with a pinch of salt. These are Stan Lee's words. I just kind of paraphrased them. But anyways, I enjoyed the stories. I thought they were well written. I think if you can find this at like a library, or you're like me and interested in the original version of Nick Fury, David Hasselhoff was actually in a sci-fi original movie as Nick Fury. I'm not sure if that was any good or not. I enjoyed the comics. I thought they were really well done, really entertaining. A good chunk of the book is him battling Hydra, which is really fun. Then later on, you have the Druid and some other enemies coming in, like the Tinkerer, and a few others. Them, who essentially is AIM before AIM was a thing. But you also have him dealing with AIM, and General Ross is in there, and all kinds of different stuff. So it's a really good comic. I give it a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to reading the World War II tales of Nick Fury with the Howling Commandos and seeing Dum Dum Dugan, Gabe Jones, and their original team. So I know there's a Dean Martin stand-in in the book, and I look forward to seeing how essentially Dean Martin fights in World War II. So they don't have the issue where the Jerry Lewis stand-in actually gets killed. But anyways, yeah, 5 out of 5 from me. So I enjoyed S.H.E.I.L.D. by Lee and Kirby. Let me know if you guys have read any Nick Fury comics, and if you have, what your favorite issue is in the comments below. So comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you're new. Until next time, this is the American Samurai saying salute to our veterans and first responders. Until next time, this is the American Samurai saying, we'll see you next time, true believers. Comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you're new. Until next time, this is the American Samurai signing off.